Once upon a time, country was ruled by the king, who had no son no to succeed to their throne. Since the king was getting old, he wanted to select suitable successor to rule the country. The king sent out notice throughout his country. The notice invited every quality young man in the country for the interview with the king. The outcome of the interview would decide a possible successor to the throne. The only qualification for candidate was and was across the country was very excited at the possibility of the being rule of the country. A poor young man from a remote village also read the notice and started preparing for the interview with the king. The man was king man and hard-working man, but he was very poor due to various circumstances. The man had no good clothes to be presentable in the sight of the king. So the young man worked really hard and saved some money to buy him proper clothes and supplies to support him for the long journey to Paris. After he got supplies and proper items for interview, the young man set out on his quest. He traveled many days, had almost completed the journey when he come upon a poor beggar by the side of the road. He, the poor beggar, sat trembling in the cold, covered only travel tracks. The beggar extended his arms and pleaded help. His weak voice croaked, "I am hungry. Please help me, sir." The young man was so moved by the pathetic condition of the beggar that he immediately stripped his new attire and offered it to him. He also provided him with his very limited food he had cried for the journey. The beggar thanked the man 1,000 times, but since the man had given up his good clothes to the beggar, he was a bit hesitant to go for the interview. He, however, gathered enough courage to the either places in his old dirty clothes. Upon his arrival at the palace, the king's attendants showed by it of the great hall. After the short rest to clean off the journey grime, the man was admitted to throne room for the interview. The young man bowed low as the king entered the room. When he raised his eyes, he gaped in astonishment. His eyes noticed that king looked very similar to the beggar he had met on the way. The king saw the shocked man's eye and said, "Yes, I was beggar you meet on your way. But why did you dress up like a beggar? You are a king." "Well, why did you do this to me?" The young man slammed after giving some composure. "Because I had to sure that you had a good heart and young, and you genuinely love your fellow human beings," said the king. "I knew I came to you, the king. You would have done anything to impress me. But that my way, I would never have to know what is truly in your heart. The generosity love to the one and need to without expecting anything to return in sign of the great heart." This is the story of king and beggar.